Black people got to start doing better, dog. I mean, like this shit is just outrageous at this point. We got Boosie, Floyd Mayweather apparently denies somebody a picture just because he's wearing painted nails. Like that don't even mean you like identify any sort of way. Like I know niggas with painted nails that are straight. Like I don't see what that even means. Like what? Why are you
Yeah.
denying somebody a picture just because he got painted nails? And even
I
if
just
he
gotta
was
say, man,
identified in some way, like why deny him a picture still?
this dude, Floyd, no matter how many wins he has so far or whatever, all the accolades, all the money, this incident right here that just happened, that just proves he's soft as shit. Because listen, being a celebrity, I understand, if you're gonna deny a picture, if you're on public, this was at a basketball game. But if you're gonna deny a picture, I get it. If you're busy or just don't want to talk to people, I honestly, you could just be like, oh, no pictures, or I don't want to take a picture right now. He didn't have to say anything at all. He could have just ignored him, just kept on walking. Dude straight up said, "No, nah, you gotta paint the nails. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do it." Man, like, are you fucking serious? Like, this dude, like, like Apollo said, like, I know a bunch of, like, people who don't even identify as like LGBTQ, who are like straight, just wear painted nails. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking trend, and it's like literally that is the reason why he didn't take a picture with them. I mean, honestly, there's really not much else you can go into besides it just goes back into old heads being racist as fuck, and I mean not racist, my bad.
Homophobic.
It's homophobic as fuck, my bad. Because yeah, it's just the thing with Boosie. Now you got Floyd, being mad homophobic just for fucking painting nails, and like honestly, we don't even know if the person who was doing the video, he claimed that Floyd was homophobic after the fact. So I was gonna say that we can't really, I guess, even assume that they're like LGBTQ, but he himself said, oh, he's being homophobic or whatever. But it's just like, bro, it's paint on nails. Like,
Literally
is
just
that
paint.
shit bother you that much?
Yeah.
Fucking soft as shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I should
No, the
just.
thing is like you can fight as many people as you want. You can knock out as many people as you want. You can beat as many people as you want. But if you're gonna be homophobic at the end of the day, or transphobic, or racist, or anything like that, takes away all your accolades at that point. I don't care how good of a boxer you are. If you're homophobic or if something comes out that you just don't like a certain group of people just because of the way they are, then you're pussy. Like it really don't matter. Like Floyd Mayweather is a pussy for being that way. It's just, I mean, that's just all it is. I don't care how well this nigga can fight. It don't matter. If you're gonna deny somebody a picture for having their nails painted, like, come on, man.
That's the epitome of fragile masculinity. Like, honestly, it's embarrassing at that point. It's just really embarrassing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the spectrum, I think a clip of Dave Chappelle just came out, right? Of him doing
Yeah.
his stand up. I think it's an untitled stand up. I don't know if he's planning to do some sort of like run or another comedic special for Netflix or something, but I think
It's not.
basically,
But like I think like on that same post, like in the comments or like not the comments, but the description, he has like a bunch of different dates. I guess he's going on like a little tour, small tour with some friends or something like that.
wait, he's going on another run. So what they usually do is he'll go on a tour run and they'll record it like his best show, or they'll record all the shows and then kind of record his best one or what they think is his best one, and they'll upload that to Netflix and stuff like that. It's like all the specials
Uh,
that we see on Netflix are recorded from his already run. But basically, he came on there and said he doesn't feel like he has to, or he doesn't feel like he did anything wrong because anybody that was close to him that was identified as transphobic, or not transphobic, transgender, they are basically on the side of him. And he says the only people that he feels are outraged are just anybody that was from Netflix. I think he said anybody that wasn't in his close circle, they were completely fine with it. He said he said if the transgender community was willing to talk, he would basically be stationed at this place. It'll be on his terms, and they were going to discuss whatever they felt like he did was wrong. But he said there were a list of requirements. He said you have to have watched the special all the way through. You have to show up at whatever time I tell you to, whatever place I tell you to, and all that. And you also have to not think a certain comedian was funny, which of course that part was a joke, but he had a list of requirements nonetheless. So what do you guys feel about it?
Yeah, that last part with so what he said is, oh, you have to admit that Hannah Gadsby isn't funny. So I did like a little bit of research on the side. Basically, Hannah Gadsby is also another comedian, and I think she's done like a special or two for Netflix. So she's on Netflix right now. And the reason he said that is because recently, obviously during this whole controversy, she actually came out with like a statement against the CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos. So, but obviously after Ted Sarandos was defending Dave Chappelle, she went ahead and attacked him. She was like, "Oh, fuck you and your amoral algorithm cult." That's what she said. So basically, just trashing him for defending Dave, and obviously that's why he had a little joking. But I mean, overall, what I think about this, I was kind of talking to Jez a little bit just right before you joined in, but I mean, it's definitely gonna, let's just say it is gonna happen. Dave's gonna meet with the, people from Netflix. The people who have like I think I think the organization or group is called Trans Netflix. It's like a group of people who work for Netflix, who are like, either trans or part of like the LGBTQ community or just allies in that specific group. So I guess they're gonna meet obviously on his own terms. The thing is, what I was telling Jez, I don't think, no matter what the conversation may bring, I really don't think that Dave is going to change or necessarily learn anything. He might learn like a thing or two, but you know, think about it. It's like he's a grown ass man, and at this point, especially with, I mean, I don't know if like because I know Dave is like maybe like in his 50s or something. I know a lot of people, whether it's family, whether it's people who aren't family, who are like in that age range, and a lot of them can be stubborn sometimes. So no matter how many times you say something or like try to give like old heads like a new perspective, anything like that, they're not going to change. They're not going to like try to apply that stuff. Obviously, if he does, that's great. Trying to understand where they're coming from. But the thing is, what Dave Chappelle says is, that's just what he's going to say. And honestly, I don't think that he said it himself. He's not really, looking, to change himself for other people or anything like that. And that he, is going to do things his own way. Obviously, he's willing to listen to them and sit down, but obviously, like, as I mentioned, on his own way. So it could be productive. As I mentioned, he could learn a few things. I don't think it's going to make that much of an impact. At the end of the day, he has his 60 mil from Netflix, and those people, they're still going to be working at Netflix, or maybe some are going to leave, and protest or anything like that. I don't think anything big or anything fundamental is going to change, but I'm looking forward to like the conversation that they have. See if anything comes from it. Like I said, I don't think anything big is going to change. But what do you think, Jess?
I was talking to like we were talking about it beforehand. I was saying I just like the way he approached it in the sense of like I haven't heard. I think I will, at least in mine, I haven't heard a celebrity come out like after being canceled and kind of like just being this blunt, being like, yeah, like it did affect me. Like he talked about how he lost a lot of his a lot of festivals and places I was going to show his movie, like turned him down. And it's big for that's Dave Chappelle. So I was even surprised to hear that. I thought like this was not affecting him at all, but it was it's still affecting his bag in some sort of way. I think is probably why he probably even chose to spoke out. Honestly, I don't know if he would have spoke out if it didn't start affecting like other facets of his life. I mean, we can talk about that a little bit, but I don't think he would have even came on that stage and been like, "Oh yeah, like I've heard the outrage." If it didn't start affecting his bag, in my opinion, or maybe he would. Maybe that's the kind of person he is, because it has been all over the news and Twitter and things like that about the outrage. So maybe he was just going to address it no matter what.
No, he for sure is going to address it no matter what. He don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And just to give like the audience a little more context of what was said, and it was like, I think it was like 5-6 minutes of a clip he posted on Instagram. But basically, in addition, he said, in response to the controversy, ever since the closer came out, Dave has had, and his team have had a documentary that they've been working on. I believe it may have been since last year, or I think he mentioned that since the beginning of the pandemic, something like that. That since just recording behind the scenes stuff when they were doing the shows, he had like a neighbor who had like a field or something, and where he would have his shows. And I know like on his first day, they filmed one of those shows. It was something that was posted to YouTube. I forgot the exact name. I think it's like 8:46 or something like that. I think it's the amount of time that that one of the officers had their knee on George Floyd when they murdered him.
Yeah.
So that first special, so basically it's a lot of behind the scenes of those shows, everything leading up to basically now. And what he did, so he actually had many like film studios, film festivals reach out to him, to try to like host it, to try to premiere it, stuff like that. So because of the controversy right now happening with him and the trans community and the LGBTQ community, a lot of them have like pulled the plug on like hosting him, and all of them, like, all the film festivals, all the studios and everything have basically like shunned him. Basically said, oh, we're not going to do this anymore. You're uninvited to our festival, stuff like that. And so I think he was kind of alluding to saying that he was going to bring it to Netflix in a sense, but I think it might be soon that he's going to be either putting up on streaming or whatever. But he is doing like that little tour that Jez mentioned earlier in this conversation. He is doing like I think it was like a 10-show tour like around the country, just premiering that documentary. Just showing it and doing like his own show afterwards, and with some friends as well. So it should be interesting. We'll be able to see. Obviously after it premieres in some cities, what the documentary is about, how the response from it and everything. And yeah, definitely, I'm pretty sure, I'm positive we'll be hearing more from Dave, even before the meeting happens with him and the trans group, or even afterwards. Obviously, we'll definitely be posted on that.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even doubt it if this is all just to get some stir for the special. Actually, like Dave would honestly be the type of nigga to stir up everybody, get everybody talking to him, get his name trending for weeks, just so he can announce this movie, and just so everybody can go watch and see what the fuck this movie is about. Because he made it really adamant during that little short Untitled special that this movie was going to be really important, that everybody needs to get eyes on it. And every time that he's tried to release it, they've always denied it. Well, he said he can finally release it on Netflix, so maybe this is all just a plan for him to stir up everybody, get him talking, and now all eyes are on him. Now he's going to say, hey, I'm releasing the movie, y'all go watch it, it's important. I would not put it past him at all. He's a celebrity after all, so.
Yeah, I mean, he has of course, as we've seen, he has a very close connection with the CEO of Netflix. And I think putting out on Netflix is going to be better than putting out at any sort of festivals. Even if he puts out like maybe even like 20 festivals, still going to be better for Netflix because Netflix is worldwide and anyone can view it at any time. So, I mean, yeah, honestly, he probably didn't plan the outrage and the backlash and stuff like that, but he's probably just rolling with the punches and just taking this.
Celebrities do that all the time. They like outrage. Outrage sells. I mean, look at Lil Nas. He loves when people get outraged because they talk about him.
Oh yeah, true. I'm just saying, like, he probably when he was making those those jokes. I guess because nowadays you can't really say anything, can you? So yeah, maybe honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
I know he's not phased at all. Honestly, like we mentioned it on the previous episode of the podcast, but he's definitely not phased at all by like the whole, attempts to cancel him and everything. Because even at the end of this clip, he was like yelling at the people. It was definitely at the end of a show he was doing when he did this little 5-6 minute clip. But he basically was like, "Oh, am I canceled yet? Or am I canceled, everybody?" And then people were like, "Oh no, blah 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 blah." He's not canceled and stuff like that. So, I mean, I don't know if he sees this as a game. I doubt it. Like, I doubt he ever takes this directly to heart. I know, obviously, he's it definitely is affecting him in a sense. Obviously, since this controversy, this everything happening, he can't really escape from. Not necessarily that he's like scared of it or anything, but it's just like unavoidable because that's what everybody's talking about right now. But he's just overall, from my perspective, he's definitely not fazed by anything, by any of this controversy, and he's definitely going to still be making his specials, making millions of dollars, having loyal fans, and just being like a funny person, funny like a comedic legend, stuff like that. So yeah, he's just taking it with stride, I think, and like hopefully, like I said, hopefully he does learn something. But yeah, as of now, I know he doesn't really give a shit as much as people might think he does, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, he honestly doesn't give a fuck. I mean, he literally walked away from $50 million. Like, this nigga don't care about anything. I really doubt he cares about all the outrage. I genuinely think that this is only to get eyes on him to watch that movie. So I'm for sure going to be watching that when it comes out. I'm sure he'll update us soon on the meeting. I guess he's having with the LGBTQ community. They were also nice enough to meet with DaBaby whenever he was going through his whole controversy. So these meetings are happening, obviously, because he's coming out and talking about him. And Dave Chappelle has said that there's been some meetings been trying to set up. So, I mean, hopefully some good things come from this. Hopefully we can all just love each other at the end of the day, because like this hatred that's surrounding, or this hatred that's just, I guess, becoming tension between the LGBTQ community and I guess like the old heads and the stuff like that in the black community. It's not needed right now. I mean, we already have enough hatred coming from, you know, the real enemy of the world. I guess if you know what I'm talking about, then you know who I'm talking about. So there's no reason to, you know, us to be fighting together, like minorities and stuff like that, to be fighting whenever we need to be facing against the people that we need to actually be fighting against. But yeah, I guess we just wanted to come on here and talk about Dave Chappelle and Floyd Mayweather. Like I said, Floyd Mayweather is a pussy for what he did. Definitely shouldn't be turning down pictures just because somebody has their nails painted or what somebody identifies as or what their sexuality is. That's some real pussy shit. I don't care whose ass you can beat. Just take the fucking picture, bro. We'll, of course, update you guys on further news of Dave Chappelle. This has been the Here and Now podcast. Unless Jez and Taco got anything else to say, you guys good?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Glad for some good conversation between the communities. Hopefully. Well, I think Boosie and Floyd are too far gone, so maybe not them niggas.
Boosie's out of here.
Yeah, fuck Boosie.
But fuck
daily
Boosie,
daily reminder. Fuck Boosie.
Yeah,
fuck
we gotta say this shit every single time the podcast.
Every podcast, absolutely.
Fuck any homophobic ass nigga. Fuck any transphobic ass nigga. Fuck any nigga that won't take a picture because of some damn fingernail pain, bro. Like you're a bitch. But we getting the fuck up out of here. We'll see you guys in the next pod.
Fuck Keemstar. Fuck
Keemstar for sure. That retired ass nigga. I can't wait to put this nigga's name in the fucking title. I want to talk about that for like 3 seconds just so we can talk about it. Okay. You know, Keemstar retiring. Fuck that nigga because, you know, he did what he did against the most loved man in the world. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to even associate his name with Keemstar's name. But if you know who it is, then you know who it is. So fuck Keemstar, that bitch ass, bozo ass nigga. I'm glad you getting the fuck up out of here. Honestly, John Scares should have took your light a long time ago, but that nigga decided to just stop grinding, whatever the fuck. So,
God damn,
nigga, we gonna take your space. We
you said Scares?
Huh?
You said who'd you say?
Scares.
Scares. Yeah, Scares was doing his thing back in like 5 years ago, whatever. He was doing his thing. I don't know what the fuck happened.
The nigga stopped. There was no reason. He just stopped. I don't know. That nigga, he just gave up. I guess. I don't know.
Nigga, Keemstar must have pulled a few strings. Nasty ass.
All right, y'all. We getting the fuck out of here. I definitely had to say that nigga's name because we coming up off your fucking downfall, nigga. Honestly, that's just how it is. Because I mean, you've done it to many niggas before. That's literally where you are right now because you come up off niggas' downfalls. So now that you're retired and getting the fuck up out of here, we gonna go ahead and take your space. Y'all listen to Here and Now instead of that bozo ass Keemstar nigga because I know the Keemstar niggas are gonna click this shit and listen to this and see what the fuck we say about him and oh shit and our leader and shit like that. But yeah, fuck y'all niggas too. But we getting the fuck up out of here. See y'all niggas later. Peace out, y'all.